just done the moustache. Now, I've got a couple of things to say about this. This is not, if you look at my original, this is not quite the same as I did before. So you may, and I may, go and revise it and put up a fatter version, because the last one I did was a bit fatter than this. Although, I'm happy with this. This is going to work, but it's not quite as I did it the first time round, or the second time round, to be honest. But now, I've closed that gap across there that I wanted to close. Okay, it doesn't need any stuffing. If you're using something fleecy like this, perhaps if you were using just plain cotton, you may want to put a bit of stuffing in, but this, it doesn't require it. So I've sewn it along, and I come back to the middle of the gap, so my cotton is facing the middle of the gap. And what I want to do is do a running stitch, small, in and out, small running stitch. I'm using a really good strength of cotton here as well, I must say. Okay, one way, so from top to bottom, you know, we're picking up the centre of the moustache. Okay, one way and another, and then I am holding me behind. No, I am going to gather that. Can you see? I'm pulling that fairly tight, and I'm actually going to wrap it around, so I'm holding it fairly tight to bring in, it's the best way to show you, holding it tight. Can you see? I'm bringing in the centre of that. I've been round it a couple of times, and now once I've decided, without snapping, if you haven't got strong cotton, if you're using polycotton, it would have snapped. This is my thread that I use throughout my work, which, as you may know by now, is Superior Threads. Oh, what's it called? Superior Threads. Not Ultimatum. Oh, I don't know. But it's lovely stuff. I'll come back and I'll tell you what it's called. Hang on, I don't want to lose my... took me long enough to bloody thread it. Right. So you can see now, can't you, that I've gathered this together, doing a few more stitches to hold it so it won't ungather, yeah? But I want to end up, yeah, well, basically that's where I want to end up. So you can see now what I've done with this mustachio. Now, I got to think, and this is always going to be down to your perception, your artistic sway, yeah, having pinched that in at the middle. And as I said to you, you could actually, if you wanted to, take my drawing I've given you, but cut it fatter, because this is quite slim. And I got to think about now where I want to place this. I got this, I got the button. Am I going to use one of these? Probably. Yep. So, there's the button back. But I got a button which is going to be in pink, which I'm going to stick in there, yeah. And then I'm going to take my two little eye bulbs, and for you know, you can put them anywhere, but if you put them close together, they do tend to give you a bit more of a comical feeling. So yeah, now I'm putting on things that I'm just going to move his mustachio down a little bit, and that button nose, which will be in pink, and probably the eyes will come down a little bit as well, so that my mustachio, yeah, I need to sew there. So having thought about all of that, and now while it's still hooked up on my needle, yeah, now I can take the whole thing and hand stitch that in place. When I go to the machine, this is a bit of a tack if you like, because when I go to the machine I will do some tack stitches over the top of this to hold it really solid. But while I just got it here a moment, I'm kind of, oh, I've caused myself a knot now. No, I haven't. Right, okay. So I have just tacked it, and I'm going to go to the back, yeah. And I am just going to finish off. Oh, I haven't got my thimble on. Finish off a knot. So I'm bringing it through, keeping a loop, going once, going twice through that loop to make it a knot on the back, and then I can cut that off. Alright, as I said, I am going to machine stitch that down as well. Alright, but it doesn't matter where he ends up, but there he is. That's his moustache gone on. So the next thing we need to do is to cover the button. So I'm using, this is a hemline button. You could use, I've got loads of these, you know, they're all the same, aren't they? But I'm going to use a plastic hemline button. Well, okay, now I've got a button tool here, and I decided to go with the metal one in the end. And I've got a bit of fabric. Now I need this to be circular, yeah. So let me just see. If I put my button on there, and I get a trusty little pencil, well, trusty little, this is I always use things that, even if I've only got some of it, yeah, even if it's only rough, yeah, these are, they're felt tips. I don't like using it normally, but they're friction felt tips, so, and this is just a button, so I'm not worried about it. So then I will give it roughly a ½ inch curve around what will eventually cover my button, yeah. So I know it's going to fit in that one, so I'm going to plop it on there. Well, I'm not going to push it in yet, but I'm going to plop it on there, and then I am going to put my button over the top. My trusty friend showed me how to use this, and using the blunt end, is it going to work? No, I'm going to have to use the sharp end. Hello, not happening for me. You got bent in the middle there then. Well, you do, you're not even in the flaming middle anymore. Right, let's put that back on there, and perhaps using my fingers, push it through. Oh. No, that's not going to work. How am I going to do it? I need to just, right, will that button fit in that hole? Yes, it will. So what is its problem about fitting in the hole with the fabric? Get off, get on, put that in there. I'll just pick it up again and do that the same way then. It's more or less in the middle. I know I've got enough fabric all around it, so I am just, yay, using my nails. This is why women got nails, right? It's in. Now I can fold in all the extremities of fabric, yeah? Because it is covered, even though it's not like quite in the centre. It is covered, so I folded in all the extremities of fabric. Then I can take the metal bit and making sure that the eye of the button is standing up, get hold of the top of it. I'm only concerned about this. Have I got it in the right way round? Just look at that. I get no. I had it in back the front. So making sure that you have got it in the right way round. Yeah. Put the bit on top. Yeah. And give it a whack. I am giving it a whack I don't even know if I've done it that well this time, so rather than hurt my hand, I'm giving it a whack with that. What happened? So when I take my button out, what happened? Oh, looky-doo. Perfectly covered button. Oh, I'm happy with that. Yep, I'm happy with that. So I've covered my button. So there we are. That's how we do that. So, while I was waiting, it's always the same, isn't it? The minute you want to do something, my software wants updating and Windows kicks in and you're like, I've just left hanging, waiting, but there we are. So, while I've been waiting for all those sorts of things, I went to my machine and I did say to you, although I hand sewed it, I have now tacked it, and I've also used a button tack on both ends of this moustache. Can you see? I've tacked it both ends, yeah? Now, how that works, it's a button tack, actually. If you've got a facility on your machine that allows you to do a button tack, use that. If you don't, then what you need to do is pick a zigzag and make it about 3mm wide, and then put the length to 0 so it just keeps stitching in the same place, and then you can do a button. That is a button tack, to be honest with you. So you can do it even if you don't have that facility on your machine. You can make your machine do what you want it to do. Okay, so I've just tacked it, and the reason why I've curved it up and tacked it is because I don't want the moustache to interfere with the binding that we're going to do eventually. So now the next thing I need to do, and I have loaded my needle with cotton again. When I say cotton, I mean it's not necessarily cotton. I was like, I thought I remembered now what it is called. Okay, and I want this to sit right kinda in the middle. I don't want anything showing below his nose. So I'm pressing that down, and I'm hoping that's going to give me a divot on the back. No, it didn't. So, right, okay, so I'm going to put his nose where I want it to be, turn it over, and with a marking pen, I am using my hands to feel it. Where's that divot? It's about there. Okay, so I've got a mark now to start with. Sorry, what was I saying? Can't remember now. Can't remember now. Oh, I don't know. It'll come back to me. So, on the back, I go right through that time because I wasn't happy. On the back, now, this is only one layer of Insulbright. We are going to be using the other layer of Insulbright, but I want to necessarily make sure, here comes my loop. You probably can't see this on camera, but here comes my loop. Yeah? Oh! Once, get off of there, you little sod. Once, twice through that loop. Yeah? Holding on to the estranged end. Pull it tight. Oh, didn't work. Do it again. Once in. Gonna hold this end this time. I'm getting away from me. But hold that end this time. Now, in again and out. Yeah, pull it to a loop. Once, twice through the loop. This time I got the ruddy end. Yeah, now that's made a knot because I had hold of the other end. Yeah, cut that off because I don't want that. As I was saying, so we are going to be using the other piece of Insulbright, but not to stitch on our extras. So now I'm coming through. Oh, and I know I said to you, so now I'm coming up through right on the V of that moustache. So I was saying to you, oh, I love this cotton. Well, it's not cotton, but it's I went and looked at it. What's it called? Superior Threads is the brand, and this particular one is called Magnifico. Yeah. Oh God, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. I buy it on 5,000 yards. So yeah, it lasts me a couple of years. I think this is the second one I've been through. Yeah. So now, go through your button. Bring your button down to the project. This is his news. Bring your button down to the project. Hold your button where you want it to be, and go back through the same V. Yeah. Bring your needle out. Yeah. Have I got it? Yay. You see how I want that button to sit right in the V of that moustache. Now I can hold it and I can go in and out. I can feel, yeah, I can feel that button loop through the fabric. And if you can't, then go up and under your button, come out. Mine's loosening up now. Under your button, come out. Go through the eye of your button. Yeah. And then right on the spot, go back down. You might have to do this a few times. Or you could double up the cotton actually, to really make this secure. Back in. I'm trying not to move it too much. Back in. Where's my needle? There he is. And back through the eye. I'm coming back through the eye. It was at the top. It's at the top. So now I'll go back down through right away where that was and bring up my needle from the back. Yeah. So you gotta plonk that button on as closely as you can. Bringing it back and forth. Yeah, I can feel where it is. Bringing it back and forth and feeling you're going through that loop. You'll know you're going to go through that loop when you get the resistance. Should have my yeah, but I should have my thimble on to help me bring that up. And I'm bringing it up. I've still got my two threads together, and I'm bringing it up nice and tight. Now I can feel that that's tight. Yeah. So now I can just finish him off by going around once. I'll put my finger through it so you can see it. So I'm going around once. Yeah. Through the back of the hoop once. Through the back of the hoop twice, and bringing it down to make a knot. Now I'll give it a bit of leverage. I've done that one, right? So now my nose is on, nice and tight. Could be tighter, but it's pretty good. At the end of the day, you've got to remember that this is a pot holder, and we're not going to be pulling the button unless you've got like loads of kids that are going to try and pull a button off. You're all right. So the next thing we need to do are the eyes. Well, I'm still going to be using this white that I got threaded, yeah. But I am going to mark this as well. So I want these eyes to be fairly close together, but even, right? Yeah. Oop. you know, I just broken that one. I pressed it too hard and I broke it. Let's get another one out. Ooh. Put a couple out because I might do it again. So I'm going to stop here a moment. I stopped the video because I went off and got my clover tool. You know, the one that I use to push things under the needle with. Well, but it's also an awl. Okay. So now, if I say, oh God, I can't remember now which one I broke. That looks good. That looks good. I think I've got two good ones. Right. So I'm going to go with them. And I'm saying that in my world, I want them to be, you know, roughly, well, the same height, about there. Okay. So using my awl, I'm going to poke a hole through the fabric, right? So it's coming out that end. So I've got a hole. When I've got a hole, so I know what it is, again, I can go and get my felt tip, and I can go, ooh, ooh, and just mark around that, yeah? And then I know, it doesn't matter about the hole, because I know I want the other one to be opposite it on that side. So yet again, I can get my little bit of my friction felt tip, mark where that's come through. Now, okay, so I've got two holes on the front, doesn't matter, because we're going to be sewing this down, and I got two marks on the back, so I know where to start. Okie doke. So yet again, this time I think I will double up my cotton. So I'll take my thread, make it roughly the same length, yeah, tie a knot in it. I hope you can see what I'm doing. As you go. Oh, used to be one of those videos I've got to stop because I can't do it. No, there we are. So, see, and I'll just slide that knot down as much as I can. So I've made a knot in the end. So now I got, this is double length cotton. You won't do both, but do one. Which one do I want to do first? I want to do this one first. So I am going across that pink marked. In fact, I mean, you can see the hole, but I'm just going to go across that pink mark, in and out, and then through my thread once, through my thread twice, put it down. That's a really good knot. Now I'm going to go through the centre of my hole. Yeah, no, it's not centre, is it? Come back, you little bugger. Back through the centre of the hole. There he is. So now this is double cottons, and I'm going to take up, I've got to make sure, look at it, be careful because I did break one. No, that's not broken. Right, so I can go through the through the stalk of that button, yeah? I want it the right way up to start, don't I? And go loosely back down a few millimetres away, well, a millimetre away, and oh, I just stabbed my bloody finger. Trouble is with me, being on blood thinners, I could bleed forever on that. Right, anyway, so pulling it tight. Now I can feel the stalk. Yeah. And I can check it from the front. Yes, it did go through twice. Yeah. Ow! That's about bloody third time. I'm murdered with needles. Right. Holding it tight to my fabric. Realising where it is. Feeling for it with my needle. And go through it a few more times from the back, yeah, before it's really tight, I could just check the front. Am I going through it? Yes, I am. Right, so another time. Another time, yeah, and this time, that last loop, where is he? That last loop, bring out things here, once, twice, through that loop. Oh, I've lost the plot. Oh, I lost the plot then. A minute. So I've been through once, I think. You'll see the loop. Twice through that loop. And pull it tight. And that's a knot. I wasn't sure, so I am just going to do another loop. I go once and twice through the loop and pull that tight. Right, now I know I got it, yeah? Cut that off. So that's one eye in, yeah? So now all I need to do is to rethread, because I need a bit more longer thread than that, and do just the next eye. So into play now. The second eye is on, 2 eyes in his nose, so that's that bit done. We're now going to start with the second part of the insole bright. I've cut 6.5 inch square for backing, and I've cut 2 strips, the width of my fat quarter, which should be enough to go, you know, it goes along one edge and down another edge, and 2's going to fix it, isn't it? So I've got 2 strips cut at 2.5 inches for the binding. So we're ready to go with the next part.